everyone, welcome to today's session. Today's session is about communication. Communication enables exchange of knowledge, opinions and perspectives. It promotes understanding and bridges gap between individuals and groups.
According to Lewis A. Allen, communication is a bridge of meaning. It involves a systematic and continuous process of telling, listening, and understanding. Communication is a two-way process involving the following elements: a sender, message, medium, channel, receiver, response, and feedback. Sender is the person or entity who initiates the communication by creating and sending a message. For example, a teacher giving instruction in class.
Message is the information, idea, or thought that the sender wants to communicate. For example, please submit your assignment by Friday. Medium is the form in which the message is sent. For example, a written notice on the classroom blackboard. Channel is the method or tool used to deliver the message. For example, a loudspeaker, phone call, email, or face-to-face conversation. Receiver is the person or group for whom the message is intended and who interprets it. For example, students reading the classroom notice.
Response is the reaction of the receiver after interpreting the message. For example, students start working on their assignment. Feedback is the confirmation from the receiver that the message was received and understood. For example, a student asks a follow-up question or notes in agreement.
The 7 C's of communication are correctness, completeness, concreteness, conciseness, coherentness, courteousness, and clearness. These are the essential principles that ensure effective and clear communication. They help avoid misunderstandings and enhance the message's impact. Clearness. Your message should be clear and easy to understand. For example, instead of saying as soon as possible, say by 5 pm. Conciseness. Keep your message brief and to the point. Avoid unnecessary words. For example, instead of saying due to the fact, say because. Correctness. Ensure your message is grammatically, factually, and contextually accurate. For example, instead of saying their report was late, say their report was late.
Courtesy. Be polite and respectful in your communication. Example, instead of saying send it now, say please send it now.
Concreteness. Use specific facts and figures rather than vague statements. Example, instead of saying a large amount, say rupees 10,000. Coherentness. Understand the audience perspective and tailor your message accordingly. Example, instead of saying you must do it this way, say you might find this method easier.
Completeness. Provide all necessary information to avoid confusion. Example, instead of saying submit the form, say submit the form with ID and photo. The 4 basic types of communication are verbal communication, non-verbal communication, written communication, and visual communication.
First type of communication is verbal communication. It involves using spoken words to share information, express thoughts, and convey emotions. It can be formal or informal depending on the context. For example, face-to-face conversations, phone calls, video conference, speeches, presentations, meetings, and interviews. Key elements of verbal communication are tone, pitch, speed, clarity, and choice of words. The advantages of verbal communication are immediate feedback, emotional expression, and personal interaction. The challenges in verbal communication are the misinterpretation due to tone or language barriers and the need for active listening.
The second type of communication is non-verbal communication. It includes all forms of communication that do not use words but still convey meaning. It often complements verbal communication. For example, facial expression, gestures, eye contact, posture, body language, and silence. Key elements of non-verbal communication are expression like smiling, hand movements like waving and pointing, and proximity, that is the distance between people. The advantage of nonverbal communication are it engages understanding, convey emotion effectively, and works even when language barriers exist. The challenges in nonverbal communication are that it can be misinterpreted based on cultural difference or by personal perception.
The next type of communication is written communication. It involves the usage of written words to convey messages. It is widely used for formal and long term communication. For example, emails, reports, letters, memos, articles, books, social media messages, and text messages. The key elements of written communication are clarity, grammar, punctuation, structure, and tone. The advantages of written communication are that it provides a permanent record, allows for well thought out messages, and can reach a wide audience. The challenges in written communication are that it lacks immediate feedback, it can be misinterpreted, and it requires strong writing skills.
The last type of communication is visual communication. It uses image, graphics, and symbol to convey message. It is effective in simplifying complex information and make it more engaging. For example, infographic, chart, graphs, map, sign, advertisement, videos, and PowerPoint presentation. The key elements of visual communication are color, design, symbols, and layout. The advantage of visual communication are that it engages comprehension, grabs attention, and can be universally understood. Challenges in visual communication can be ineffective if poorly designed and might requiring additional context for interpretation.
Effective communication ensures clarity, building relationships, solve problems, aids decision making, enhance teamwork, influence others, express emotions, reduce misunderstandings, boost productivity, increase confidence, and thus improves personal and professional interactions.
In conclusion, effective communication empowers us to share ideas, understand others, and build meaningful connection. By mastering its forms and principles, we encourage collaboration and inspire positive outcomes. Thank you.